I mean, they've got to come down different people.
Oh, yeah.
That sounded wrong as well. No, but I meant when. Do you know if that was your partner, say that's your missus up in space?
I'd be like, don't come down different people.
No. Hello, everyone.
Hey, we're back again. Welcome to episode 2 of 2 Pints with Will and Ralph.
Yes.
We're back on Acast. We're very happy about it. It's good to be
thanks for all
home.
your messages.
Yeah, thanks for your message after episode 1. We still don't have a beer sponsor, which is why, a little confession, Will, you haven't seen this yet, but here's the beer. And here's me cup of tea. Fuck 'em.
What do you mean? You've still got a drink, but it's got 2 pints of Will and Ralph.
I know. I'll get through it, but it's this is the afternoon. I'm tired.
I know, I'll have a beer for Ralph. Here we go. Listen, cheers to everyone out there.
Yeah. So as I said at the end of last episode, the main pod is going to drop on Acast on Mondays. Swift Halves will be on Fridays. Then it's going to be on YouTube on Saturdays. And so please do, what did they say? Like and subscribe. And
I don't know what they say, these young people. I don't know what
they say, these young, awful people. But here we are. We're back.
Yes.
We're back. Cheers. Come on,
Nice
let's have a
to
sip of this. Here we go.
Cheers, pal.
This is going down well with the tea.
So I hope you've all had a good week and last week and everything's gone well.
We had a load of messages. We asked last week.
Yeah.
If people would. We asked people to let us know if they would like us to do a tour.
Yeah.
And we had an overwhelming amount of messages saying that yes. So we've listened and we are. How do we put this? Like nothing's arranged yet.
We're going to try and get the wheels in motion.
Our little thinking caps are on, and we are in the process of working out if maybe a tour might be a good thing this year. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, thanks for all the responses on that.
Yeah. I wanted to. There's a few things that, on the last pod I was talking about what happened last year, and highs and lows of last year because we're still.
A few things annoyed you about last year. You said
there's one thing that really annoyed me about last year.
Yeah.
And it was something that happened, and it was in the
burp
press.
In the middle of that,
I did a little burp there. It's after
the one thing that really annoyed me about last year, and it was. And it was something that was in the press. No, lovely, go on.
I'll tell you what it is. It's something that I've had a bit of a gripe about for a long time because I don't understand it.
Right.
And it was the person who bought a banana gaffer taped to a wall for £4.2 million.
Oh, modern art. Is this a modern art
Bollocks.
thing?
It's bollocks is what it is, Ralph. Absolute bollocks. No, there's nothing. Listen. Let me just start on my little rant here. The banana was just a banana. It wasn't gold. It wasn't like the first ever banana that had been...
Also, what happens when it goes off?
Oh, wait. I'll get there.
Okay.
So, they've auctioned it, right? I mean, to have the balls to go, right, do you know what I'm going to do? See this banana here, I'm not going to eat it. What I'm going to do is going to gaffer tape it to a wall, and then I'm going to send it to Sotheby's and auction it. And Sotheby's went, oh, hi, we'll get some bids on that. Why? Who decides that isn't just a banana gaffer taped to the wall and says, take your banana and piss off? But they went, oh, no, we'll auction it. And they sold it for £4.8 million. Right? I just don't get it. And this is the most annoying bit. Do you know what he did with it?
Ate it.
He ate it.
He didn't really.
He ate it.
No.
He ate it.
No.
What a dick. That's what annoys me.
That's a £4.2 million banana.
4.2. Hey, don't forget the gaffer tape.
Oh, no. Hey, but that's useful. You can use that again.
Well, you can't. I tried it with my decorations at Christmas. They just get crap. Gaffer tape. Hey, has anyone noticed out there that everything that used to be good, like bags, plastic bags, tape, not sticky, bags can't hold shite, everything's more expensive and less as good.
Freddos are tiny and more expensive.
Everything's getting smaller. Everything's getting fun size. Remember fun size?
Yeah, that's normal now.
Why is it fun if it's smaller? That's less fun. It should be bigger. That's fun. I want to see a Snickers 2 foot long.
Yeah, that's a fun size Snickers.
That's fun. Something you can use to whip people with as well as eat. What I was saying is, I don't understand who says this is art and this is worth loads, whereas why can't I get a banana, gaffer tape it to a wall, right? And why can't I sell it for 4.2 million?
Because you didn't.
The bullshit, Ralph.
Listen,
there's something going on.
I'm not. Look, right. I'm on your side here. I'm just playing the devil's advocate argument that people will give back to you. You go, well, I could have done that, and the answer is, but you didn't think to. so it has no meaning.
So you're telling me, right?
I'm not telling you anything.
I want to know this question. I want to know because we've talked about art before. You've seen it when you say there was a picture that basically looks like a picture over the top of a table tennis table, right? And it sold for millions. It was blue with a little white line down it. Who decides? Because it looked crap to me. And then you can get someone who draws something that looks amazing. It's worth nothing. Who decides what art is and what's worth this and what's not? And do you know what annoys me even more? There was an art gallery, right? And you get all these people walking around going, oh, yeah, I can see what he's thinking there. The artist is embracing the feeling of this object. And someone had left their sunglasses on the floor, and there was a load of people gathering around discussing it, and they just forgot their sunglasses. They came and picked it up and walked off. And all these yogurts are sat around discussing what the artist was
like
thinking.
a fire extinguisher. Oh, my God, look at that. This is exposing the dangers of modern society. Exactly. It's just a fire extinguisher.
It's a load of balls. And it annoyed me because I just think, mate,
all right.
You could have give that money to a better.
Yeah.
You've just ate.
Imagine how many people could be housed and clothed.
Exactly.
With that,
That's what I'm thinking, man. There's people who are really struggling.
Listen.
Go and build a shelter for some homeless people, or give it to. If you don't want your money that much, give it to people who need it. Don't be eating a banana that's worth 4 point odd million.
I'm going to give you I agree, but I'm going to give you the sort of devil's advocate modern art.
Go on.
Fan answer to this. That you said who decides, and the answer is the market. This is capitalism, right? This is free capitalism. So I'll give you another example of that's just too expensive. Why would anyone?
A £4.2 million banana?
Yeah, I'll give you.
I think it is too expensive. Yes, call me old fashioned.
I'll give you another example. Anthony playing for Man United bought for 85 million.
Yeah.
No, that's a partly facetious answer.
That's very different than a banana.
It's a partially facetious answer. It's a partly banana, right? It's a partly facetious answer, but it's the same principle. It's when people go, "Why are these footballers getting paid that much?" And the answer is because that's what the market is. Or why are house prices this much? And the answer is that's what the market is. No, I agree. It is ridiculous. And I'll give you another example. You reminded me of something as you were saying that. I didn't mean to be rude because I don't know if you know.
I was mid-rant.
As you were mid-rant, I got on my phone. But I got on my phone because I was like, I'm sure I remembered reading an article about this a couple of years ago. There's an article from September 2021, and I knew I'd remembered it. For an $84,000 fee, an artist who basically the Kunsten Museum of Modern Art in Denmark commissioned an artist they gave him $84,000 and said, submit something to us. You know, we're fans of yours. Here's 84 grand. Submit something to us that we can hang in our exhibition of modern art. He returned them 2 blank canvases titled "Take the Money and Run." There's the art.
You are joking.
It's just 2 big...
Show that to that camera.
It's 2
Close
big
up.
blank canvases. And the thing is...
And they paid him for that?
Well, they had to.
What a load
They
of
had
shit.
to. And
I can't stand it.
And his argument would be that he's making an artistic point and expression about what has value and what doesn't, and how silly things are. But he's also pocketed 84 grand doing it. And here's
done nothing but just send them a blank canvas.
But here's the maddest thing.
What?
We're talking about it.
Oh.
We're talking about it. I know,
come on,
but
man.
I know. It's a strange.
Do you know
world.
what makes me laugh? This is another thing I want to say about this banana thing. Bananagate, we're going to call it now. There must have been other bidders to get it up to 4 million.
Oh, yeah.
So someone was willing to pay more than
Can you
what
imagine,
I would have not been willing to pay over £1.
Imagine the auctioneer going, "We'll start the bidding at £1.5."
Exactly. Well,
and it's getting up to 4.2 million.
So they must have had a couple of bidders. So that means there's more than one dickhead out there willing to pay 4.2 million for a banana.
Remember the Banksy got bought and then shredded in the auction house? Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Do you not hear about this? Oh, this is God. What is this?
Someone bought it and shredded it.
This is like 3.
Did he accidentally shred it?
I want to say like 3 years ago or something. I don't, but not 10 years ago, but in relatively recent times. Somebody paid millions for there's a huge auction going on for a Banksy at Sotheby's, and it's on the wall in a frame. This Banksy. On paper, right? And the moment they went, okay, blah, blah, sold to the gentleman for, 20 million or whatever it was. And the moment the gavel hit the thing, Banksy had hidden a shredder in the frame. And the moment it was sold, it started shredding, and half of the picture just got shredded.
Does that make it more valuable now?
By millions.
Oh my!
It's
God.
now worth. If it was worth 20, it's now worth 40.
Oh my God! It's
Because
just mad,
because and actually, I think you might get on board with this. And I'm totally with you on the banana.
Thank you. Don't get me back on that banana gate.
Just hear me out on this. I think the banana. I think we can agree that's ridiculous. The two blank canvases is ridiculous. But okay, market value has decided that Banksy's cool. Everybody wants a Banksy.
Yeah, but because his previous been sold, you know what he's worth.
Right. Okay. So that's market value, right? I think there is something cool about arguably the most famous Banksy ever.
That is cool.
The one that got shredded in Sotheby's. The one that the sheer cheek.
There's only one of it.
Yeah.
And there's a genius behind it.
And there's a message behind it, and there's a playfulness and a fuck you-ness behind it. The sheer cheek of hiding a shredder in the frame and shredding £20 million worth of art. That is kind of cool. I mean, it's not the kind of money I would spend, even if I had it.
Imagine if you're Banksy, though, because a lot of it looks like stencil. Like you just get a stencil.
It is stencil.
Well, there you go then. So I could do it. You could do it.
You didn't.
No, but what I'm saying is,
I know. I'm just
is,
winding you up, but it's true.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, imagine being him. If you just go, I fancy making a few million quid, I might just stencil this on a wall.
Yeah.
It can do whatever he wants now.
Yeah.
And also, no one knows who he is, so he can live the life free.
Oh no,
It's amazing, right?
Hasn't he? He's nailed it.
But the art world baffles me, and I don't know who is. There's no art god that says, okay, this is worth that, this is worth that. I just don't understand
opinions
it.
And it's about spin. A lot of it's about spin. This is fantastic, and I love it, and you should love it. I love it too. I love it, and enough people go, I love it. Value.
But don't you think it's sick, really, that someone can buy that banana and eat it when it's just a banana? There's no provenance. It's not made of gold. It's not the first ever banana that's been kept, which I would understand. It's just a banana from the shop.
First of all,
with some gaffer tape on a wall.
First of all, I
don't get it.
I want to flag up that you just used the word provenance, which has blindsided me
every now and then.
It's been 20 years, but this is the moment where I'm like, wow.
Hey.
Yeah, and used correctly. And
there's stuff in there, and every now and then,
just every now and again, it churns up to the surface.
It's got a lot of shit. It's because it's got a lot of shit to get through.
Yeah.
It's like it's trying to fight its way to the top, and when it gets there, it flies out. It's just whether it's the right moment. Sometimes you use a word that's got nothing to do with
the football match. Yeah,
that was good crap, Providence.
Everyone shouts goal, and you're like Providence. But yes, I do agree. I mean, I do think there is something quite crass and a bit gross about. Look, it's a banana stuck to a wall.
There's people who can't afford to have food and live on the streets, and he's eating a banana for 4.2 million.
There's better things that could have been done with that money.
Yeah, the word dickhead comes to mind, and also I think he was like a crypto guy, so he's obviously made his money quite easily, and he's happy to get rid of it. His name was Justin Sun. If anyone wants to Google him, and he basically ate a 4.8 banana, 4.8 million. What?
Mark Justinson.
Justin Sun.
Mark Justinson?
It just says the cryptocurrency entrepreneur Justin Sun.
Well, who's his? Well, if that's his dad's name, but what's his name?
Oh, piss off, dickhead. Right. There was another thing I wanted to talk about from last year.
Yes.
And this is different, but this is. I was just wanted to have your opinion on how you would deal with it.
Okay.
Is the people that are stuck in space? The man and woman that went up to space.
I've not heard about
They were
this.
supposed to be up there for a week.
Not heard about this.
And now they're still stuck up there. They've been up there 10 months. They're going to be up there for nearly a year. They need to be rescued.
I've not heard about this.
Oh, yeah.
How have I missed this?
A man and a woman, not together.
Well, I bet they are now.
well,
we'll soon see about that.
Well, could you imagine, right? You can Google it.
I am Googling it.
I think they went up in June and they're due back in April. So it's just under a year. But something's happened and they're stuck up in space.
They went to space for 8 days and could be stuck until 2025. Who did they go up? Oh, my God.
Exactly. So what I wanted to say is, now, them two are stuck up there, right?
Yeah.
Do you think they've got the on?
Do I think they've got the what?
Do you think they've got it on?
Did you say they've got the on?
They've got it on. I was trying to say, do you think they've been fucking? But I wanted to try and be nice, but the words won't come out.
They've got the on?
Do you think they've had sex?
100 million%.
Who's going to know? The only thing I was thinking is, Imagine that floating around though.
Oh.
You don't want that. You don't want that popping into your cup of tea.
Oh, wow.
No.
Just little globules.
Yeah, but just like you must have shielded it off to the corner.
Like when you were a teenager and you didn't know better and you couldn't get it down the plug hole with it because it went into little.
You had a plug hole in your bedroom. What? What do you call a plug hole? What is that euphemism?
Remember when you were a teenager? I can't believe I'm saying this.
Do you remember when you were fucking that teddy bear?
Do you remember when you,
right.
oh, there's this plug hole. Do you remember when you were a teenager and you were like, oh my God, this is amazing. I've got to do this all the time, right? And you're like, oh, quick shower. All right, perfect. And you only made this mistake once, maybe twice, because then you can't get it down the plug hole. It forms strings, then it forms little balls,
No,
and
Ralph.
it gets stuck to your toe as you're trying to put it down the plug hole.
Sorry if you're having food.
People could be eating. You're talking about globules of floating jism in space.
Yeah, at least not on this planet.
Okay,
It's
fair.
up there, out of the way. Hey, and also that reminds me of that film where he drank out of the plug hole. What's it called?
Oh, the Saltburn.
Saltburn. I watched it. I thought it was quite good, the film.
Did
I
you?
changed my mind.
Did you?
Because I heard about all the headlines of it and I thought, not for me, and it was actually all right. Although the reason why I'm talking about it is because you were talking about the plug hole. And there's
No,
a bit
I know,
where he
but
drinks,
yeah,
he drinks fluid, man fluid, out of the plug hole, which is vile. Ralph, that was bad timing.
Was it?
Oh, disgusting. Seriously, you put me off my tea. I'm not having it for 2 hours.
That should maybe give a little bit.
But so my point is, they're stuck in space, mate. I mean,
I've not heard about this. I've just looked at it now as you said it.
seriously, what are you doing up there? I mean, they've got to come down different people.
Oh, yeah.
That sounded wrong as well. No, but I meant when. Do you know if that was your partner? Say that's your missus up in space.
I'd be like, don't come down different people.
No. But you know what I'm saying? If that's your missus up in space, or it's your partner, your husband, or whatever, and they come down, are you just going to forgive them? Are you just going to sort of say, "Listen, I don't know what I don't.
Honestly,
I
I
don't
would.
want to know what you've done."
What happens in space stays in space.
What's that on your ear?
In space, no one can hear you scream, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Problems emerged as the spacecraft made its approach. Leaks in the propulsion system and some thrusters shutting down.
Yeah.
They made it to the space station safely. They'll need an alternative mode of transport to get home
Exactly.
if it's not safe enough to return to Earth. That is amazing. I did not know about
You learn
this.
something new every day with me, you see. There is, I think, I have a bit of the old claustrophobia.
Do you?
Yeah, no, just because I like to feel I can get out. It happened years ago when I went on, do you remember the floats in swimming pools that used to come out? They used to have these big floats that would come out, inflatables.
Yeah.
And you could go, I got stuck under one once. Like, I fell off it, and when I come back up, it had moved over. And I was like trying to get out. And ever since then, I was like, proper panicked me.
Wait.
What?
How big was this float?
Massive, like huge.
How
Well, no, it wasn't like, what do you mean, what were you expecting?
Or was it like, I'm imagining like a Lilo.
No, it was huge. Like, you could run in it like what they have, like them ninja assault courses they have now.
Okay, that is quite big.
Proper dangerous,
That is quite
man.
big. Well, hold on. You fell off it and then what? Just underwater accidentally travelled to the
Yes,
middle of it?
I don't know. I was a little dickhead. I was riddled. I was flapping around. Probably tried to swim under it and tried to come up the other end. I don't know.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, you started this story by going, I fell off it. You didn't fall off it. You went, hey, watch this, I can swim under it. Of course you did.
Tried to come
Mum, Dad, or more likely, hey, watch this, love.
Yeah, exactly. The lifeguard's in, me in a chokehold trying to get me out from underneath a bleeding float. But yeah, and I just think, going into space is not for me. But imagine being stuck up there. You can't go outside. You can't have a walk. You can't breathe in fresh air. There's nothing. No, there's nothing.
It's funny. I find the idea really exciting.
What? Being stuck in space?
Well, not being stuck. I'd want to know I can get back down, but like, a few months up there sounds great.
No, I just think it sounds awful. And I want to see the look on their faces when they come back down. And you'll know straight away what they've been up to.
I think they'll look quite satisfied. What else we got to do? There wasn't even a schedule for us. We've got no experiments we're supposed to do. We've got mate, it's my dream. They've got technology on there. There'll be a PlayStation.
Come off it. There won't be a PlayStation up
There'll
there.
be something. You can play Space Invaders for real, just shooting shit out of orbit. It sounds absolutely magnificent.
Nah, man, it's yeah. But I found
Would
it
you ever go
interesting.
scuba diving?
I've done it in a swimming pool,
Right.
just for a bit of like to see if you could do it, and
Right.
I didn't like that.
Really?
Well, because do you know what I worry about is if I can see that way, what's behind me? I hear cellos. If I go in the sea paddling, and it could be anywhere, I hear. I think something's in here to bite me.
I hear
We
cello.
don't belong in the sea. I've said this to you before. The plants want to bite you. The fish want to bite you. You want to get stung. You can't. The water tastes like shite. Why am I going in the sea?
What are you drinking the water
It
for?
always goes in your mouth, that salty crap.
Back to the space station.
Go. I thought we were going to be more highbrow
Just
this
minding
season.
your own business, floating around, going.
What was that?
Right. I just before Christmas, I went on holiday
Yeah.
to somewhere hot, and I scuba dived with sharks, reef tip sharks,
No.
black tip sharks.
No.
Yeah, it was amazing.
What did you? Was you not frightened?
No,
Why?
really not.
Hey, you
don't
can't
know.
breathe. If anything goes wrong, you're dead. You can't breathe.
I was 13 meters deep, which is quite deep, and was holding onto a rope that was anchoring a boat and just watching the sharks go around. And I'll tell you why. I'll just tell you why it didn't feel scary. It feels more scary if you're snorkeling and then you see a shark. And I don't know why, because you're on the surface, but I don't know, you're more splashy somehow, and they're below you, and you really feel like
They attack upwards, don't they?
Yeah,
And you
and
look like a seal.
exactly. But when you're down there with them, it just feels like I don't know.
They're your mates.
They respect you more because you've got to
Don't
remember.
respect you
you've
more.
got to
They don't
remember,
know you.
To a
You're
shark,
just either food or not food.
to a shark though, when you've got all the gear on, or scuba gear on, or whatever, you're a big target. You're a big animal, and if they're normally sort of going around eating fish or whatever, they're going to think twice before looking at you and going, "Oh, I'll have one of them."
I don't think the shark was frightened of you, Ralph. I don't think he went.
I didn't say
Look
it was
at the
frightened of
size of
me.
him over
I
there.
didn't
We'll
say it
leave
was
him,
frightened of
John.
me. I
We'll
said-
go into this small fish over
I
here.
said it respected me.
The shark had respect for you, as you saw
listen,
it looking into his black eye.
Do you know what? It
that
looked
one
at me
respects
and it went, seeing the size of his arse, we won't mess about with him.
You have
You'd
got
be in all trouble, all
You
sorts
have-
of trouble.
You should have ate your ass. You've got a right meaty.
Yeah, it'd be like-
You've got a right meaty.
It's like
chap.
ringing the dinner bell. Ding, ding, guys, come on. You'd be fine with your saggy arse, which we
Piss off.
established
Not,
that you've
not
got.
if I've got my new pants on. I got for Christmas.
Mate, I can't.
My bum lift
Since you
shorts.
said that in the last episode, I can't get my head around it. What is your life when your 16-year-old daughter's buying you some bum
It
pads?
was a low point for Christmas.
I bet it
Honestly, I had to go and have a beer on my own out the way, just going, oh, it's sad, isn't it?
I thought me getting slippers and pajamas was too much.
I wanted to. I think have we got time? Is it time now for my? Hey, is it time?
I just had a thought. It's nearly time.
Is it time?
What happens if they end up stuck on that space station for 9 months or longer?
And she comes down. There's three of them.
Can you imagine?
What if they haven't got a spacesuit for the baby? They come down. It'd just be like a little fossil. It'd be all shriveled up.
little fossil.
Well, it's something wrinkly and. Well, no, I don't know. If you got to have spacesuits, haven't you? Mind you, they can breathe, can't they, on the space station? I don't know. What would happen to it?
They can breathe on the space
Well,
station.
they can breathe up
Is that
there.
what you just said? Well, you'd hope so. Otherwise, they're not going to last much longer.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying they don't have to have the whole suit on, do they? They don't have to have the whole gear on.
No.
No.
I don't know.
No, mate. Hey, that is a point. Imagine if she comes down pregnant.
I know.
That is a but. So, hey, hang on. Here's a point. Would then the baby be an alien?
Well, that's a very good question. What nationality would it be? 'Cause
It'd be an alien.
It is the International Space Station. There's no nationality of it.
So it'd come from outer space.
The first extraterrestrial.
The boy
ever,
from space.
The first known extraterrestrial. That's actually. How baller would that be?
Hey, I would do it for that
Yeah,
reason.
frankly, they should do it now just in the interest of science.
They should do.
If they don't, then they're selfish.
Yeah, but where would it live? Where would it be able to get a passport? It would be an alien. It would be
Wow.
mad, innit, that?
What country would it play football for?
Exactly.
That's a fascinating question. That actually would be the first non-planetary baby.
And it could be on its way because what else have they got to do up there?
I know. You're right. There's no
You
PlayStation.
might as well just leave it in.
Yeah.
No point in whipping it out. Anyway, is it time? Is it time?
Yes, I think it's time. It's time.
It's time for What Will William Tell? Cue the music. Okay. So, I saw a clip of this and I saw it and I looked it up and I just think there's probably a better way to spend your time and your life, right?
Right.
This is a guy. It's called Steve Feltham, right? And he's dedicated his life to finding the Loch Ness monster.
Oh, God.
Don't listen to me now.
Oh, God.
He sold his house. He left his job.
Stephen.
Hey, in 1991.
Oh, my God.
And he's been living next to the Loch Ness in his own van. That's where he lives.
In a van?
Yeah, he's made his own little shelter.
What does he do every day? I mean,
Just
how
goes
does
out with his binoculars
how does
looking
his
for
day look?
Nessie.
Every day?
Listen, get this. He thinks he saw something and then he got hooked and he's like, I need to see this again. So he lives his life on the shore with his binoculars and every day he just looks for Nessie. That's his life and he spent 30 years there now. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking we probably have technology that can scan a vast amount of area and he thinks he's going to see it through his binoculars and his old-ass eyeballs. No, I'm serious. Well, you know what I mean? He could be seeing all sorts of shit. No one's going to believe him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here he is.
Mate,
Here's Steve.
Mate, that's a cataract, Steve.
What have you seen today, Steve? Of course you have.
Yeah.
So, and he's, listen.
That reminds me,
that's-
you know what you're saying about all that technology? There was a funny, like, little cartoon or something, and it was referring to conspiracy theorists and whatever, and, you know, vaccine, anti-vaxxers and all this sort of stuff. And it was just this really clever thing where this guy was hunched over his keyboard and he was like eyes wide, and he says this sort of cartoon drawing, and he just goes, Darling, come quick. I've managed to find something on Google that all the world's top scientists have missed. And it's like that. Yeah.
Well, I don't understand. What for me, I just think if you do get one life, which, you know, who knows, but
you do.
Well,
Carry on.
you know what I'm saying? That's his life just waiting to see something that I believe doesn't exist. It's the same in America. There's a whole lots of people who are just looking for Bigfoot. There's a whole TV channel on it. And it's like, do you think if there is a Bigfoot
weird.
and if there is a Nessie, we A, would have seen it, and B, we have the technology a lot more advanced than your pissing binoculars.
All right.
Go
I
on.
mean, I agree.
Oh, come on. You're coming back with a counter.
But I'm coming back with something.
Come on, then. Send it
Oh.
over the net.
All right. Oh, it's a good serve, but have this right back up in your grill.
Go on, then.
I mean, I could say the same thing about ghosts, but it doesn't stop you being a believer.
Well, there's a difference with that.
And what is it?
Well,
Ghosts are real and Nessie's not.
I've not been ghost hunting. I don't spend my life going, right, I'm going looking for ghosts. But there is TV shows on it. And the thing that makes me
I'm
think...
surprised you haven't done one.
Listen, I'm not saying... I only because my sister said she's seen a ghost. And I sort of believe her. My mum said she's seen a ghost and I believe her. She's not one of them people that's going to go around telling people.
I have something to add to that when you finish. Something that's interesting.
Yes, and there's... Anyway, listen, I know how you feel about ghosts and afterlife and all that sort of stuff. And we'll go into that. But I just think... For him... his existence every day is to get up and to be disappointed for 30 years.
I think there's more to
But
it.
is it the excitement of what if that gets him up every day?
I think there's more to it. I think he's avoiding some. He's avoiding.
Someone's after him.
Yeah, someone's after him, or he got someone pregnant and was like, I can't
He
stick
sold his-
around. I've got to go and look.
He sold his house and quit his job and went, this is not for me. My job and my life is going to be dedicated to finding Nessie. So he plots up on the side. You can see him. You can Google it. He's there.
Mate, he's avoiding something. He owes somebody money or something. Let's have a look at him.
Just have a look at that.
Oh, mate.
Scroll down. You'll see his house.
Steve Felching left.
Not Felching. He's not Steve. You did that on purpose.
I might have done. Steve Feltham left Dorset for Doris to solve the mystery of the Loch Ness monster. And there he is.
Yeah.
Wasting his life.
Well, that's him. And I just think...
Closer to death than ever.
People out there, are you into all that? Ghost hunting? And look at, I mean, there's that TV show, they do like the Ghost Hunters and Most Haunted. I just think you've been to the most haunted places.
And not seen anything.
And seen nothing. Like, you'd think they would have captured something.
Would you not want to do it then?
What?
One of those TV shows.
I'd
feel like you'd
I'd
love
shit
it.
myself.
I need to shit yourself, yeah.
Because I've got a very vivid imagination. You saw what it was like on tour if I didn't like my hotel room.
Oh, my God.
When we was...
You let me tell people about that. Jesus, honestly. If we were when we did our podcast tour that a load of you came to see, the number of times Mella gets in And then it's like, I mean, we get into a hotel, take our suitcases up. I get on the bed, lie down, checking my phone. Hello? Open the door. It's Will with his sad little eyes, looking like he's about to cry. His eyes like runny eggs. And he goes, can I swap rooms? Like, Dad, can I swap rooms? Dad, can I sleep in with you tonight?
No, never said that.
It definitely had that vibe about it, though.
It did, never did.
Dad, can I swap rooms? Why? I don't like the furniture. It's too dark. It's giving me a bad vibe.
Bad juju.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And then there was one where he goes, this is all for real. He goes, oh, Dad, can we swap rooms?
I didn't say Dad.
Pretty much so.
Stop ad-libbing.
Dad, can we swap rooms? I was like, why? What's wrong? And he goes, well, when you open the door to my room, before you get actually into the room itself, there's a corridor.
There was a corridor.
Right, I'm not disputing that there was a corridor.
I didn't like it.
I know there was a corridor because I had to sleep in that room.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
But what I don't understand is, yes, there was a corridor, but what about a corridor is so scary to you?
My imagination is there's something in there, and it was like a wooden box, and I just thought at night, if I hear
It's
anything...
called a wardrobe.
No, it was on the floor. I've got a vivid imagination, and at night, my brain starts, and I just thought, I won't sleep, and I needed to sleep. Because we had work in the morning.
You live in quite a big house in Buckinghamshire. You're not scared in your house? There's not a lot of creaking.
I don't like sleeping on my own. I don't. I don't. Michelle went away with Renee, right?
I don't want to hold your little hand.
No.
You just, honestly, I got the feeling then I was like, oh.
No, it's not. Do you know what it is?
So cute.
When I was a kid, I used to sleep with the Bible in the drawer next to me because I was scared. My imagination used to. I hear things
Then
and
when you were a
see
teenager,
things.
the Bible's set on fire just because it was next to you.
It was swapped with a different book. Got very sticky.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had
Play Bible.
I've had a very vivid imagination, and when we was working, it was actually when we was doing our Will and Ralph Should Know Better.
Yeah.
And we stayed in some of them hotels, and some of them, they were a bit weird.
Honestly,
yeah,
you're a bit weird.
Yeah, well.
So you would never. So you're saying those ghost hunting shows are a waste of time, but you couldn't do them because you'd be too
No,
scared.
because I just think, trust me to be the one that finds one. I wake up.
Oh, fuck
do you know?
you now.
No, I always feel I'm going to wake up. Do you know when? Because I wear an eye mask, and I always think if it's that, I'm going to open my eyes, and there's going to be someone stood over me.
Right.
My dad used to have this recurring dream, right? And he'd wake up and there'd be an old woman pulling him down the bed by his ankles, and that stayed with me. Why did he tell me that story?
Yeah, also, you didn't have that dream.
No.
Why don't you just go, Dad, you're an idiot?
I feel like I have had that dream because he told it me, and it's sort of singed into my brain that I feel like I'm going to wake up and there's going to be
There's going to be some time. Okay, here is my promise for 2025. My promise to you.
I'm not going ghost hunting.
No.
What?
There is going to be, I don't know what the opportunity, I don't know what the time is going to be, but at some point, maybe if we do our tour, it'll be this. Maybe if we do our show again, it'll be that. Maybe the Should Know Better show. But there's going to be some time where me and you are sleeping in closest proximity in 2 hotel rooms or in a tent. Or there's going to be something.
I know. Don't you dare.
And I promise you're going to open an eye mask. You're going to lift up your eye mask. And I'm going to be there, and I'm going to grab your feet and drag you down the bed. And the idea of it is delighting me.
Don't do it. Seriously.
2025 is the year.
No. I think the thing is now, the way things are, and like with technology and stuff, and you watch things now, and you see it on things pop up on your phone, and you can see it's AI, but it looks so like real.
Well, hold on, you've got the Oculus, well, not an
Yeah,
Oculus,
yeah,
Meta Quest.
I've got
Quest
the
3.
Yeah,
right.
Headset.
You can do there's like a haunted thing
Piss right off.
where you walk around your house.
What?
And you walk.
You are joking
so you
me.
can see through it, and you're just walking around your house, and you turn around, and there's like a monster ghost coming towards you.
No.
You got to do that.
Bollocks.
Oh, mate.
No.
We got to do that.
Well, what do you think about that? What do you think about technology and AI and where it's going? Are you one of these that are pro like AI and technology and the way? Are you of the opinion that it's evolution, or are we meddling too much now?
I saw a documentary that was talking about this, and it was something about I don't remember it well enough to explain it very well, but it's something. The gist of it was there were a couple of experts that were going, I know everyone's terrified about this, that, the other, but the way AI is learning isn't. AI is learning to be very, very, very good at specific things. It's being supremely well educated so that it's very good at a specific job. but intelligence, general broad intelligence like we as human beings have, as in, well, I'm able to pick up this cup or do maths and just generally navigate the world, it's miles off. So this documentary said. However, I also still think that we are living in a world where people are just marching into the future without any regard for like what might happen. Elon Musk has released. Have you seen his robot? There's a robot that you can have now as essentially like a personal. It'll go around and do your cleaning and stuff. And apparently, I think the price tag on it's something like 20, 30 grand. 20, 30 grand. That's a lot of money, but it's not 20 million. Yeah. That's like now, and it's probably only quite basic. But do you know what I saw the other day? We all remember Terminator and its war with the machines. And we all remember. I happened to watch the Matrix trilogy again the other day. Now, what we remember about the Matrix is the bullet time and Neo and the flying and this and that and the other. But the very, very beginning of, not the very beginning, but near the beginning of the first Matrix film, when Morpheus is explaining to Neo what we said.
Take the blue pill or the red pill, all that shit.
He actually said, early on in the 21st century, we were so happy, we were so pleased with ourselves, we were so, taken with our own brilliance. We thought we'd cracked life because we got too cocky and we invented AI and we thought we were the masters of our own destiny, and it turned out to be brilliant. And you kind of forget that about the Matrix because there's so much else going on. But it was the very fact that he said in the beginning of the 21st century, the Matrix was released in 1998.
It's ahead of its time then, really, isn't it?
Well, it was just sort of the timeline of them like saying, and I was like, yeah,
we're there now. We're living in tomorrow's world.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know the thing that bothers me? It's not. Listen, we can talk about the big stuff, which I want to talk to you about, but it's the small stuff. The human contact is going. People don't want to go out anymore. People don't. How many people now, when they want something, just go onto an app, press a button, and it arrives at their house?
Well, honestly,
and human contact, we need that.
Honestly,
as human beings, and it's going.
I've got to confess though that it's made me a bit weird. Like, if I have to do not just Amazon or something like ordering something, but if I have to do a bank transfer or just general life admin stuff, if there's an app that I can go on so I don't have to pick up the phone and call another human being, I'm delighted.
I'm the opposite.
Oh, really?
I love talking to people.
Yeah, but I heard you on the phone to your bank.
No, it wasn't. It was from the electricity company. They overcharged me.
And you're like that.
I'll wait.
Right, get your manager. No, I'm not paying. You've overcharged me £6 this month. £6. £6.
It wasn't.
No, get your manager. No, I'll wait.
Yes.
Listen, mate, I'm just selling it. No, I'm not doing it.
Well,
I'm not doing it. No, I'll cancel my account.
Mate,
refund me. I want that £6
I
back.
remember what you said to me. You went, it was 300 quid and they wanted to up my bill and take my direct debits another 150 quid. And you said, I'd have paid the £150 not to have that conversation.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'm of that. And do you know what? I went to a shop in London. I was staying at the BBC. I was doing, not where the BBC used to be, where we did 2 pints.
Yeah.
And that's where ITV is now, if you're going to run a chat show. So I walked across the road because I just wanted some snacks, crisps, you know what I mean, that they didn't have in the hotel, and some bits and bobs.
There's a Westfield Mall across the road.
Yes, but there was this shop that I went in, and I walked in, and they says, have you got the app? And I went, no, what are you talking about? So, you can't come in, you have to download the app.
To walk into a shop?
Because there's no people working there. It scans you as you walk out and charges you. So you have to give your bank details into an app, and you walk around the shop, pick out what you want, and when you leave, it knows what you bought, and it just automatically charges you. And I thought, what a load of bollocks. So I've got money in my hand I cannot spend, right? Yeah. So if I'm of an age that doesn't have a mobile phone or does but doesn't really know how to work it, you cannot shop there.
You're not far off that.
So you overtake with technology is forgetting about the older generation and leaving them behind.
Well, do you know what? That shop, if you think about it, no one works here. Oh, we're great. No one works here in the shop. But that's what, 2-3 jobs gone.
Exactly.
Imagine that across an industry.
That's what's coming.
Right? Now, black cab drivers were up in arms in London about Uber.
Yeah.
And I feel them. I feel the pain. It's like, well, hold on. We've done the knowledge. We've worked for years to get all this, and now
technology
and now this has killed us. But, when I've used black cabs, but I have also used Uber. I mean, I have. You do whatever. And the problem is you're never you can stand your ground as much as you want, but whatever's better what's ever more convenient for the consumer is always going to win out.
Here's a question.
Which brings me to...
Oh, go on, sorry.
What about our jobs?
Yeah.
What about our jobs?
Yeah.
suddenly that's what all the strikes were about, weren't they? The SAG strikes were about
AI
protecting
actors,
ourselves against AI
Scan your
actors.
face, and they know your voice.
Yeah, I know.
And if you've been around long enough, they know you can. They've got all your voice. They've got every word you've said.
Yeah.
They don't need us.
Yeah.
The problem I've got with it is
positively, negatively. So they it's all negative, but it's one thing if they use your image or your voice in a voiceover and you don't get paid, right? Then there's also what if someone decides to have a vendetta against you and just decides to stitch you up? And in fact, I think me and you should both make it very clear now that that thing that came out, that thing that came out about us was AI faked.
all of it.
Yeah, it hasn't come out yet, but let's just have that in the bank ready to go.
There,
Yeah.
Well, do you know what I was thinking though? It's these two things. Technology is making us lazier, 100%. We don't have to use our brains as much. Everything's being done for you. What are you laughing at me for? It works very well for me.
Sorry, you're like, we don't have to use our brains as much. I was like, oh, sorry, I didn't realise you'd started.
Good. But then there's another thing of you can't even believe your own eyes. Like the other day, right? This is the God's honest truth, and Michelle laughed at me, and because I'm susceptible to stuff, I was like, Michelle, you're not going to believe it. They made a new Back to the Future, and I was like, look at this trailer, and she was like, well, it's AI. I went, no, look, Doc Brown's in it, and he's as old as he is now, and he had him who played Marty McFly,
Michael J. Fox,
and who was playing his son was the guy who played Spider-Man. You know, the young lad. I can't remember his name. He's in the new Spider. He's the new Spider.
Tom Holland.
Him. So Tom Holland, he had the gilet on, and he's gone back in time to help his dad. Honestly, I was like, I'm in, and it was all AI. It was all fake.
How did you not know that?
Because I'm susceptible. I told you. I believe things. My head's full of magic.
You're a very gullible man, aren't you?
Not gullible, because honestly, I'm not. It's not gullible, but I like to believe in magic. Like my dad used to say to me, he's got a pissing head full of magic in. And it's true, I've got a head full of magic. And I just think, if you can't believe your own eyes, do you know, like, I could be online saying something horrendous, and I'd have to prove that's not me, because AI now can copy my face and have me saying anything.
Somebody was telling me a story about. Somebody was telling me a story. There was a teacher. I can't remember the exact details, but it's just been in the news. There was a teacher who. There was some faked footage of her handing out racist leaflets, I think, or something like that. She didn't do it, and it's finally it's come out in the wash.
But you have to prove it.
Yeah, but imagine the stress, the fear, the anxiety. How much did it cost her to have to be able to prove herself innocent? It is terrifying.
It is, and we can't stop it. It's like a.
So I'll say again, that thing that me and Will, that footage of me and Will was AI generated. It was fake. Yeah. Whatever it turns out to be in the future that we're going to try and get cancelled for, promise you it was AI. Yeah. I hope.
To wrap up the AI talk, right? There is a thing that is happening, and that's flying taxis. Now, I thought this was a joke because you know, like you said, I'm a bit susceptible. Someone said, "Hey, flying taxis," and then there's one in London advertising it.
I'm all about it.
It's like a big drone.
Yeah, I know.
So there's a guy sat in front, and you sit behind him. So it's piloted, and it's a flying taxi. So we're literally in Back to the Future here, nearly.
Listen, you're saying it's piloted, but it's not going to be long before they're not piloted.
Are you mad?
Of course.
I would. Yeah. Before we get into the flying cars, I've gone mad here.
He's off.
I've got my brain's firing.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Auto-anonymous cars.
I'm sorry?
Auto-anonymous cars. They exist.
Auto-anonymous cars?
Yeah, they exist.
What, cars that have no names?
No, they've no drivers.
Well, they've no names if they're anonymous.
What is it then?
Autonomous.
All right. Them then. Dick, I need you. It's like having a teacher in the room. It's like having a teacher over my shoulder.
Auto-anonymous cars. They're automatic and no one can call them anything.
Sorry. You
never know where they are.
You're like a teacher underlining my work. I don't think that's how
see
you...
me.
See me. Could do better.
Auto-anonymous cars. Right, autonomous cars.
In America, they exist now. So you have an app, you show them your location, and the car picks you up. No one's driving it, and it takes you to your destination.
Yeah, that was Elon Musk's big thing that he wanted to do with Tesla.
But it's not like they're a thing of the future. They're happening now.
Well, by the way, we talked about the black cab drivers and Uber drivers. Well, that's the
no
next
drivers.
Step. No drivers at all. What happens?
So
what happens to all of these people who are now out of work? How do they survive? How do they sustain a life?
And also, I always think, have you ever seen that film Upgrade, where there's a guy, and it's set obviously in the future, and you can put a chip onto your spine. So if you're paraplegic, and the chip, it talks to you. And then you can control it, but you can ask it to take over. So I'll take over your legs, and then it walks for you. But the chip starts to take over his body, starts to run him. But it's then his...
Can you make it grow more hair on the back of your head?
I think in the future that'll probably be happening.
Right, okay.
But I'm still using the spray for now.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, that's what made me think about that. I was just thinking, well, where do you stop? And with these automatic cars, in that someone basically got logged into the car. What do you call it when you
hack? Yeah.
Hacked in. So what's to stop anyone hacking into your taxi when you're in it and no one's driving it, and just to go, I'm going to drive off that cliff there? What's to stop that happening? I don't trust it. I just think I trust somebody who I can talk to.
Did you tell me a couple of weeks there was some story about someone missed their flight because of it?
That was it. A bloke's in a car. He gets in it and he's videoing himself. You can see it autonomous. Just Google it. Bloke in autonomous.
Yeah, just Google bloke in autonomous car. We'll spell that for you. Just check the link. Check our website and we'll spell that for you.
Is it in autonomous?
So check bloke in autonomous.
Is it autonomous?
It's autonomous prime.
Piss off. Anyway,
autonomous.
He's got to get to his flight, and the car is just driving round his car park randomly, and he's going, I'm going to miss my flight. The car's just driving
so it's
in
just
circles.
going in loops.
You're just driving round, and the woman on the phone's going, okay, we're going to try and stop the car. Can you log into your app? And he's like, yeah, he's still going around his car park. No, that's okay if it's going in circles. What if it decides just to go mental and just go, right, I'm just going to drive straight through all them kids? I'm just saying, you can't trust technology 100%. That Tesla, when they did the test on that, didn't see the van and drove straight underneath it. Are you going to say that wasn't real?
No. Yeah, no, that was AI. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know what you're saying.
I just worry that we're going to rely too much on it.
And you're not wrong. Counterpoint. I'm not necessarily I disagree with you. I'm just saying counter argument.
Okay, go on.
Well, it feels very uncomfortable for us as human beings to relinquish so much control to AI when it comes to something like driving, right?
I don't even know what Bluetooth is. I struggle with it. How does that work? That's pissing mental. There's got to be aliens somewhere that's come up with this shit. It has to be. I think from Roswell...
Anything I don't understand has to come from aliens.
I just don't know how we went from where we was to now.
You don't understand how a flushing toilet works. It doesn't mean that fucking aliens built it.
No, but I'm just saying, come on, man. We went from Roswell, and then all of a sudden we got microwaves, and now I can go on my phone here now, play a song, and it plays to some headphones without any wires. That drives me insane. Wow. How does that happen?
You're right. That's a compelling argument. It can only be aliens. It can only be. Yeah. No. Because you don't understand it.
It's moved too quick. Technology is what I'm saying. It's just picked up space since Roswell. You think what you want. I just think there's been some contact from somewhere that we found some technology that we've gone, hang on, we can do this.
Yeah, we just invented it by the principles of physics.
How can it move that quick, though? How can we go all these years without it, and all of a sudden...
I'll tell you how.
Go on, then.
Money,
yeah.
It often happens like one invention happens, and then that spreads. So, call it the iPhone. The iPhone comes out, and they said, we've got this thing called apps. And Apple goes, we've got this handful of apps. But then everyone else goes, oh my God, there's money here. Let's develop apps. And then suddenly technology spreads in all sorts of directions. But the thing that changed it was the iPhone that came out. Well, I think that I'm not an expert. Please, any tech experts, feel free to tell me otherwise.
Just in case you thought I was, I'm not.
No. But when we went from CDs and DVDs to... iPods and whatever. Suddenly when information storage went from having to have like a physical CD where it was stored, and suddenly it was just all essentially virtual. That changed everything. That's why things just suddenly went so fast, because the amount of information you can process is unreal.
So would you get in a flying taxi?
100%.
You wouldn't be in the queue for the first one, though, would you?
Yeah, I'd have a go.
Bollocks.
Of course I would.
Why?
It sounds great.
Proper dangerous. I mean, you don't want to have a crash up there.
Oh, that's what I was saying about automatic cars, right?
Yes.
I know it sits uncomfortably with us as human beings to relinquish that much control, but statistically speaking, especially as more and more data and more automatic cars get on the road, you look at the data, and I'm willing to bet that automatic cars. You hear about the accidents, you hear about the Tesla that didn't recognize a van and went straight under it. Yeah. But what about the drunk what about the drunk driver who also went straight under a van?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And it's
I know
like,
what you mean, yeah.
you look at the data and you go, which is safer? And I would be willing to bet that probably the automatic cars are safer. They don't feel comfortable, but they probably are.
Yeah. Listen, it's a conversation that I was willing. I just wanted to open up because it worries me, but also at the same time,
It's terrifying.
I really enjoy human contact and talking to people, and
I'm a miserable fuck. So I don't.
but we're all different. I just worry that the next generation are going to have less contact and less. And then there was a film out years ago, Wall-E, and everyone was just floating around on these chairs. They were all obese, and I thought that's what we're going to end up like.
Okay, so you've just reminded me. In my house, I have bought a robot vacuum cleaner.
My God.
Right. And it work it off my phone, and I never have to do any
You're
vacuum.
joking.
No, and I never have to do any vacuum. I just set it off. I watch TV, and he just goes around the house, minding his own business, and does it. And he reminds. And honestly, I've developed like a little bit of a weird.
You like it? Have you give it a name?
Font Rocky. It's called Rocky the Robot. You know, he mops as well, Will. And when he mops, he's got 2 little mop feet that come out the back and just go back. He's so cute. And I just find him really, how can I put it? He's like Wall-E. He's just an he's just an honest little dude, and you just set him off and he's like, don't mind me, I'll just go about my business, and he just trundles along and he vacuums everything up. And it is kind of weird because it's amazing, but it is like, you look at that and you go, technology's insane. It's got radar, LiDAR.
Sorry. I've heard of radar. That's familiar.
I think it's
what's LiDAR?
I think it's like laser radar.
Right.
See
what they've done there.
Feel free to correct me on that, but that's what I think it is. It's got a camera that's able to recognise objects. It's got pressure sensors, and it's the size of a steering wheel. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that is a bit like technology's gone absolutely crazy. I'm going to say one thing because we're about to sort of call today's episode.
Wrap up on our AI chat.
We'll wrap up our AI chat, but I'm going to say one thing because I feel like I owe this to you.
What?
I've taken the piss out of you a great many times for your I believe in ghosts, and my mum saw a ghost, and that's all right. They didn't. Right. But maybe they did. I don't think they saw a ghost, but I think they saw what they think they saw. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is this. Stuart Lee, who I'm a huge fan of, he's a brilliant comedian. You might not have seen him, but he's
I know what you mean.
So
you told me about him before.
Yeah, and Stuart Lee's an intellectual, polymath, an atheist, whatever. And I was reading his book, and he was talking about how when he was really, really ill, he had stomach problems, and he went into a theatre he was doing a gig, and as he walked into the theatre, he looked, and his mum had died not long ago, a matter of weeks ago, and he was, feeling almost delirious and whatever, and incredibly mentally stressed. And he walked into the foyer, and he turned left, and he saw his mum clear as day, but saw her so clear as day that he went over to talk to her. Wow. And then looked to the side, and then looked back again, and she was gone. She was dead.
And he doesn't believe in ghosts.
No, he doesn't at all. And he still doesn't. His point, and he says that's
happened. Still doesn't.
No, that's happened to him twice.
Science. So what's he seen then?
The brain is the most. It's more magical to me to believe. What I think is the reality that your brain is so extra. He was feeling delirious. He was feeling mentally strained. He was missing his mum, and he just saw her. And he didn't have time to clock, oh, that's not really her, she's dead. He saw her and he was delighted to see her, and he looked away and he looked back and she was gone. And the brain, for his comfort, for whatever reason, conjured the image of her for him in that moment. And I think, personally, that's more magical than the idea that...
She's come back to see him. I think that's more magical.
I don't know.
And then I can believe there's something else after death because I'm scared of dying.
Well, that's comforting, isn't it? Of course it's comforting to think there's something after death.
Thank you.
Yeah, but there isn't, so don't waste your life fucking around at Loch Ness.
Well, no, you never know, right? You never know. I've told you. Watch Surviving Death on Netflix. It's very good. Anyway, listen. That was we went to some angles.
Jesus Christ!
We went to some ends of that one.
All right, I'll watch Surviving Death. I'm going to watch Surviving Death, and I'm going to take you to task on whatever bullshit it says.
Okay.
Right. That's it for us. Episode 2. What's a nice roundup? We are yeah, we thank you for all the we should go on tour stuff. It's really got us thinking.
Yeah, send us more stories. Anything you
Please
think we
send us
might be
more
interested
stories.
in.
We're going to collect a few and then really sort of go to town with
Do you
some
know
of them.
I want to know is anything you think we should talk about? Any
Yeah,
topics?
any subjects, any topics.
Send it into twopintspodcast.com and
any interesting news stuff or opinions, like if you want us to be agony ants. Or whatever.
yeah, agony ants. Yeah, if you got any problems, we can sort it out. Who else would you? Who else better than me and Ralph?
Yeah, we've
to sort
really
out
got
your
it together.
problems?
We're the ones to talk to. Yes, Mondays is our podcast on Acast. Fridays is the Swift Half. Saturdays it comes out on YouTube. Please like and subscribe.
Cheers.
Thank you everybody for listening. We hope you've enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.
I'll see you again. Nice to
later.
see you, pal. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Cheers.
Cue the
Bye.
music. Ta-da.